Greetings. I thought I would come live and explain the various things that I have going on. Okay. The book series. Essentially, the goal for the book series is to show a variety of ways someone can be suffering and from a variety of things, postpartum depression, general depression, post-surgery, limited mobility, and how their home can suffer. Okay? So, I am bridging the gap between the understanding. Okay? Because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm using my laptop so you see the glare in my glasses. I'm using my laptop as a reminder cue for my notes. Because, okay, so back to the book series. A lot of people, they are like, well, your house is dirty, just clean it up. And it's a symptom of something sometimes. So I'm bridging the gap between that understanding. Also, a lot of people are not really knowing or understanding people or women post post birth. There's a post word. I can't think of that word right now. You just had a baby. Okay. And you need help. You should get some help with housekeeping. I say at least for 6 weeks, bare minimum. That's my personal opinion. So that is in my signature challenge. I actually have 2 now. One, you can just sign your name. In the form, you can just sign your name and email address, whatever. So one, you could just sign your name and your email address. And then there's a form where you could just sign your name and email address. And then you can fill out the form if you like and tell a story. Okay. So for Erie County, my goal is to have 100,000 signatures. Okay. 100,000 signatures for all of Erie County. So if you know anybody who is suffering from any of these symptoms and their symptom is an unkept house, I would love it if you can complete my signatures. Help me reach my goal of 100,000 signatures. 100,000 of them. Then we'll take that to the local officials. And I'm saying from the top down, okay, local officials, and show them like, look what the people are saying. Okay? Okay. And with the book, right now, I started in May 9th into June 9th. I will give an additional 10% of physical book profits will go directly to Ziax to support education and empowerment. Did you know a symptom, like if somebody's house is dirty, if a kid's house is messy, they're very likely to do bad in school? Because their mind is cluttered. They can't focus. So my idea is to do the same thing for the next books, the next book in this book series, to find another another organization. And you know what? I'm asking you guys, if you know an organization, drop it in the chat. If I like it, I'll add it. If I like what I think they're doing, I will add it. Okay, I'll say that. Also, I will be giving 15% of profits from digital and merch sales to our Mommy Village, Mama Primitiva, and the Zyx Institute. Also, for that, if you know of a, if you know of a org, if I like it, I'll add it. So the 15% will be to split, not each. Okay, 15% to split between those organizations. And I thought of this like last night. So I'm like, I love the idea, but I realized there's no time. I wanted to have a book signing. Okay, if you bring a book to an organization, I want it to be an organization anywhere within the 8 counties of Western New York. So with that said, I need those organizations. Where are they? I want to sign. You bring a book, I sign it. 15%. I said 15. 10%. 10% of the books purchased, or you know what? 10% of the profits from the books that were signed. Okay. Can we get at least 100 books? 500 books. 1,000 books. 1,000 books. So 10% of that will go to that org. I'm thinking I would really love homeless shelters. So any homeless shelter, if you're watching, drop in the chat. There may be other orgs that I'm not thinking of. Drop that in the chat. Please help me find these locations. So you'll get your book signed. You would get 20%. This will start in July. Okay? I would love to start in June, but it's kind of not that much time. So start it in July. Okay? I would like to start it today, but not that much time. We'll start it in July. Okay? So per Sunday, I want to be at one place each Sunday, and sign the book. What I can do next Sunday is just appear and push these signature challenges. Okay? And talk about with Mother. Where can I go to do that? Anywhere in the 8 counties within Western New York, starting next Sunday. I need locations, y'all. I need locations. Where are they? Um, and for the book signings, I am very, 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 very animal phobic. So, I will feel silly. I will laugh at myself. But if you bring a dog in the room, I am running away. So please, this location, no animals. Okay, what is the brain? The brain, what does that stand for? Botanical, result, architecture, intellectual property, non-negotiable. That's what the brain stands for. Hey, cousin. A few people ask, so what is the brain? I thought I'd give you that really quick. So, July, I want to have my calendar filled, okay? I want to have a bunch of, ton, 2 and 3 audition cleans per day. 8 counties, West New York. Can we do that? At least 2 or 3 audition cleans per day. What is an audition clean? Okay, so as you know, I am hiring 1099 cleaners. New York state law is, I can't really tell the cleaners how to clean. I just really can monitor the results. Did they clean? How does it look? Okay. So you will get your space cleaned for $82. The cleaner, so cleaners, you will get, I'm a little darker. Maybe this is better. Okay. The cleaners, you will get $60. Okay. $60 to clean for up to 3 hours. Who do you know could use that? A good cleaning. Now for 3 hours, depending on the state of your job, it may be a deep clean, depending on the state and the size of your space. Maybe a deep clean. It may be a room. Okay. And on yesterday, I had a blog. I did a blog. I would love for you to go and watch yesterday's live, read the blog. Yes, the blog is there's a small fee for the blog. Again, 15% of the profits goes to organizations that I love. I love what they're doing, or what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to do. I love it all. So, by supporting me, you are supporting them. All merchandise that you purchase, you're supporting me, you're supporting them. You know, I talk a lot about postpartum because, like I said, that is where my heart is, because I was a postpartum mom, or I believe I was. I believe I suffered from postpartum depression. Never formally diagnosed. I am not a medical professional. Just, I like to read. And I noticed one particular thing within most of the pregnant moms that I spoke. Only one I seen that I would think she was also suffering. Now, back to me. Well, me, it was, I was always single after, once I delivered each child, my first to my last. And I hear that increases the chances you're going to have postpartum depression. It makes sense. You don't have nobody there to support you. Now, the other mom who I think also suffered, just talking to her, because her story sounds very similar to mine, except for one thing. She had her husband. That's not to say you can't suffer while you have somebody, because maybe he wasn't doing nothing. I don't know. I have no idea. I am not in a relationship, but that's just to say you can be suffering from postpartum. From what I'm hearing and seeing, you can suffer from postpartum depression, whether you have a husband, a boyfriend that, is there, or whether you're single. And then I also seen where one mom, she was the Catch Me Outside girl on TV. She was talking about how she had like a nanny. She had her baby daddy was there. She had people there, and she thought postpartum depression was people who had it had no help. And she was like, "Well, I got help. What's going on here?" But yeah, it looks like you can get it whether or not you have help. It just increases if you don't have help. What else? If you're elderly, if you can't move to clean, if you get out of breath from like sweeping a light area, you're gonna struggle with like scrubbing. I would think. So this is what this petition is for, because there are people out there who could use this help. I know for sure. Okay. For me, I could have used it. The burn and birth of each child. I would love to give this to every single new mom in the world. At least 6 weeks of free cleaning services. Can we start with Western New York? Can we start there? Every single new mom in Western New York gets free housekeeping. How can this happen? The signature challenge. Okay, I want 100,000 people to sign this signature challenge, and we could take it to the elected officials and be like, look at this. This is what the numbers are saying. Now, doctors, if there's a doctor watching this, can you kind of chime in and give your medical opinion? Would this help a single mom, a new mom? if you are a mom, do you think this would have helped you? Could this help you now? Are you a new mom? What else? Are you disabled? Because if you're disabled, you also may be suffering the same thing. You can't move to clean. And if you can't move to clean, you're very less likely to clean. Or you're losing mobility. So it's making it more difficult for you to clean. Elderly and disabled, yes, I also want them on the list of people to receive free housekeeping. Because if you can't do it, you can't do it. I would love it if we could do this for everybody. So, yeah. What else am I going to talk about? I feel much better today. Yesterday, oh my Lord. I told you guys about my little person decided to wake me up and I could not get it together. Yeah. Share, like, and comment. Go to the bio. I will be updating this post. And I will have the link to the signature challenge in this post. Also, we'll be updating my website, so you can go to my website and sign the signature challenge 2 ways. One way is the form, and one way is just like, one way is the Google form, okay? And then the other way would be a form on my website where you could just sign the challenge, and whichever way is easier for you. Sign the challenge, and then we can get all those signatures. I would love to have it with the story, so that's the point of the Google form. And you know what? You can even drop it in the chat. Because I want to not only go to Western New York, I don't not only service Western New York, because I know for a fact, personal knowledge, living in other states, Rhode Island, people in Rhode Island suffer from it too. And with that, I'm like, what about the rest of the states in America? And thinking again, what about the rest of the world? So, drop in the chat where you're from. Are you from Cambodia and you're suffering from anything that I mentioned? Are you from Australia, suffering from anything that I mentioned? Are you from Alaska, suffering from anything that I mentioned? Are you from California? Let us know. Let us know. Thank you, Patricia. My one viewer. Share, like, and comment. Thank you.